Well, baby was a waitress at the Waffle House on exit 29. Lanky long legs, dark hair, smiling hash brown eyes. She'd take your order in a sing-song style, set you straight with a country smile. Baby was a waitress at the Waffle House on exit 29.
Something in the water taught me how to crawl. Something in the water taught me how to fall.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Something in the Water podcast. I'm Uncle Dave Griffin along with Mr. Sean Clark.
And we got our guest, the beautiful Miss Lindy Berg.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey, glad
How
to have
y'all?
you. Good to have you.
Thank you.
For all the way from Buck Swamp Road or Buck Swamp Road, is
It's
that
a
correct?
whole nother world out there on Buck Swamp.
In Brunswick. That's around exit 29 right there on off of I-95. And we've been out there to your house before.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, y'all did. Y'all were the star act, also the only act.
They were, yes.
Yeah, well,
I
you were
was there
there,
for the
too.
star act myself.
At our wedding anniversary.
Oh, that was it.
Mhm.
and it
Wedding
was
anniversary.
a fine time, and
That was just
Your
last
birthday
year,
too,
wasn't
right?
it?
it was my birthday, wedding anniversary. We kind of got in this habit of having this party every year. You know, I told Ed, I said, now this year we got to have like a Pink Floyd reunion or the Stones or something. You know?
Keep
'Cause
up
we
the
keep
stakes.
pumping it
Yeah,
up, right?
Right.
Up those stakes. But it was great having y'all.
It was a good time.
That would have been y'all's 31st reunion then.
31st, 31 years with
Yeah.
this man.
Now,
with me.
The man that she's speaking of is Ed Berg, and he's right over there off camera,
Mm-hmm.
folks. And you just saw his hand there, his left hand, so that's good. Put it up again, Ed. See that wedding
He's
ring?
famous now.
See that
All right.
wedding ring? There ain't no wedding ring on there.
Uh-oh.
He's
Permanently.
I see it now. I see it. I thought he was one of them mechanics that says, honey, sorry, but I just can't wear that jewelry.
You see who doesn't have a wedding ring, don't you?
Oh, she's the mechanic.
Mm.
Well, speaking of your birthday / anniversary, did Ed marry you on your birthday, or is it just close
He
by?
did not.
Okay.
On my birthday, we were actually moving like the Beverly Hillbillies that year we were married. Wasn't it, Ed?
So y'all were moving to Brunswick?
No, we were moving from
Bacon.
Macon, Georgia,
Ooh.
the hottest city in Georgia, up to Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Dang, from one music city to another.
One music city to another. So
Mm-hmm.
I was driving my Honda. Ed had this Chevy, and it was a torrential rainstorm. And everything we owned was piled in it with a giant tarp on top. And it was pouring rain. The wind was blowing. It was night. We're going down the interstate. Ed had told me, this is before cell phones, you know, he said, if the tarp starts blowing or something doesn't look right, signal me with the lights. So we're going and the tarp starts blowing and it's up to the sky about 30 feet in the air and I'm
Oh,
signaling.
God.
He just kept on going. Everything we had got soaked.
Oh.
Think the only thing we salvaged was a leather sofa.
How? How did the leather sofa
It didn't get wet.
salvaged?
Didn't get wet.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to marriage.
Yeah.
Well, 2 days ago, Dave was trying to convince me that we needed to put all of our equipment in the back of a pickup truck and put a tarp over it and drive
So
it
it's
to California and back.
Well, it's the voice of reason
I
right
was
here,
like, no.
folks.
And then he said I was surly.
That's I called him surly. No, speaking of which, yeah, by the time this comes out, we'll be done back from our Waycross Stagecoach cross country
It's
tour.
crazy.
We're going to California and back again, and we'll be pulling a U-Haul trailer. We just arrived on all of these final details maybe Sunday. You know, it's like, you know, we figured it out. We're going to be piling 4 of us in Connor's car. We bought and ordered off Amazon a trailer hitch. It'll be installed on Connor's car tomorrow. We've got a
I
U-Haul
love it.
camper trailer waiting on us Monday morning to pick up. We bought a tent that attaches to the back of the hatchback Nissan Rogue and has just a webbing, you know, tent comes off the back of your car.
The hatchback comes up.
Hatchback
Oh,
comes
I've
up,
seen
you
those.
attach
That's
the tent.
awesome.
Yeah, so we're set now. And Sean ordered a turlet with blinds
I got a
around
pop-up
it.
tent. I'm like, we're going to be in the desert. There's not going to be a tree to get around.
Now, we got
behind.
some camping stuff. Y'all need to borrow something.
We might need a shower. The showers are going to be few and far
I
between.
can't help you with
Yeah.
that.
Unless there's Flash Foods, you know, they got showers at truck stops.
Now, I can
Truck
get
stops,
you some.
you can pay to.
You can costs.
Yeah, it costs.
Okay.
I can get you a bath basin from work, and you can do bed baths while you're there.
I might need a bedpan or two.
I got a Planet Fitness.
Oh, they got
Thing,
showers.
so
Oh,
they-
that's smart. That's smart.
Well,
Y'all
we'll-
gonna be
But I don't
playing
know if they're-
going to California when you're pulling out the driveway.
Ooh, we're
Think
gonna have
you're
a
gonna have to.
soundtrack for that trip.
Yeah.
We should build us a soundtrack before we get out there. But that's
so
neither
exciting.
here nor there. By the time this comes out, we had a great time. It was so much fun. I almost fell in the Grand Canyon. But
I had him by the belt loop.
Sean caught me by the belt loops, and it was stunning bravery. So Lindy is a musicologist. She is a music lover.
She is.
Ever since we've come to know her, well, let's go back to this. You are a nurse.
I am a nurse. Yes, that is
your main
that's
job.
my side hustle.
That's your side hustle.
That's my main job.
But you're a woman of many talents. You're a
thank you.
nurse. You work for, is it hospice or?
I work for hospice. I've been a
Yeah.
hospice nurse. I think I'm coming on 18 years of doing hospice nursing.
Awesome. And
Love
that's your heart.
That's my heart.
Yeah.
That's the thing I love the most. When Ed and I met,
Mm-hmm.
I was graduating nursing school.
Oh.
And we had to go to like this marriage encounter thing, and it was a couple days before I was going to take the nursing boards.
Uh-huh.
And I brought all my textbooks. And they said, listen, you can't bring these textbooks in here. This is a chance for y'all to get to know one another. Now, I've been dating this boy since I was 17 years old.
So a marriage encounter?
Yeah, it's like this weekend where you're supposed to get to
Really
know one
get to
another.
know one another.
Well,
Okay.
we'd been together for 6 years. I already knew him. He knew what he was getting into. So I said to the man, listen, this marriage is going to work if I pass these nursing boards. I studied. So, yeah, I became a nurse and stupidly bought the next day after I got my job a brand new 1992 Pontiac Firebird
Mm.
with T-tops and camel leather interior. It was metallic green.
Ooh.
Oh.
It was a beauty.
Yeah.
Why did
Why
you
did you
say
mess it up?
stupidly?
Well, because I could have bought a GTO. I also saw this old GTO I liked. I got lured into the Firebird, but it was such a sweet car.
Yeah.
It's my wedding gift to myself.
Right.
I've been driving beat up cars for so long. It was nice to.
So you've been in the nursing business for 18 years.
No, I've been in the nursing business as long as we've been married.
So that's more like
32 years. Yep.
Okay. That's awesome.
But I didn't mean to correct you, Uncle Dave.
But okay, so that's what I was saying. Now, Lindy has many talents and many passions outside of helping somebody live or assisting somebody as they're passing. She's also been a dancer for how long?
Golly, since I was, 4, 5? Ed knew me in my dancing days, my cheerleading days, Ed and I used to go meet up at Athens. We were dating. I wasn't supposed to be.
Were y'all from the
Ed?
same town?
Oh, yeah.
No, Ed's from Ohio. He's a
We'd
Yankee.
stay in Athens and the bars there and the bands. I mean,
Yeah.
we loved it.
But
That was back in the late 80s.
You-
Kinda halfway.
Where were you from
It's a
originally?
good halfway spot.
I am
Athens.
from Charlotte, North Carolina. You can tell by that
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
weird accent.
So how in the world did y'all meet? They didn't have internet.
They didn't have internet, but we had moved to South Carolina, Greenville. My dad got transferred. I was in high school. And I was taking some little college classes. I was a little goody two-shoe. And I had this girlfriend that I met at the college. And I was in high school, though. And she said, "Oh, I know these cute boys from Ohio. You need to come to this party they're having at their house." And I had just turned 17. I mean, like a couple weeks before. Of course, I told my mother I was going to be with my friend. We're going to be studying.
Mm-hmm.
So Ed and his brothers and friends had all left Ohio and come down to South Carolina to live and work because there were no jobs up there. And they were having like a rager at their house. I mean, they had kegs. It was crazy. And I walked in and saw him. And he looked at me. And that was it. We were
Oh, boy.
inseparable.
Took her for a ride on a motorcycle.
True.
Yeah.
That helped you. That helped your case.
So
And then
one of
have to
them-
tell my mama I was dating a boy that had long been out of high school. She was not too happy about it. At first.
And what does he do for a living? Rides motorcycles.
He's a fine older man, Mama. He's a magic man.
Yeah. But it was one of those special situations.
It was love at first sight. It really was. But,
yeah.
So anyway, they had an arm wrestling contest. All these boys at this party, and they were big, bulky guys there. And I watched him. He beat every single one of them. And I said, "That's my man." I like a strong arm.
So,
That's a 17-year-old stupid ideals, you know.
yeah. Well, you liked his style.
I liked his style. He's a deer hunter.
Yeah.
He's a woodworker.
Yeah. Ed's pretty well rounded
He is
too.
well-rounded, yes, sir. Not as much as me,
He can-
but pretty much.
Twist the wrist.
He twists a wrist and build most anything and fix most anything. Now, where y'all differ, as far as I can see, is that he likes to sit back and kind of watch things, and you like to get out there and be watched.
You got me.
That's why they work so well.
You got me.
That's
pegged.
probably the best way to put it. Now, and there ain't nothing wrong with it either.
I know another girl like that someone loves.
Yeah, is
Her name's
My
Miss.
ears is burning.
That's right. They are. She gonna come barreling through this door.
Hey,
But that's a good,
it
that's
is a
a
good
good
combination.
a good balance. A Leo, and when were you born in? I'm teasing.
Before they put the man on the moon.
that would make you Virgo. No.
But dancing, yes, is something I love, and
And y'all have known each other
When-
all them years.
all
huh?
those years, and I've taught Ed to dance, and I can't dance in public. I almost fell into y'all's
Equivalent.
guitar money, your tip thing once.
thing.
Remember that? At Boondocks. I almost went in it, and Ed snatched me back out. And Sean never stopped playing. His eyes just got big. But dancing like in a dance studio, that kind of thing, that's a different kind of dancing than, when you're out.
Well, y'all can find Lindy Berg on Facebook, and you can see a
She's
lot.
gonna have all kind of creepers now.
Well,
I already do. They're all my
actually-
followers on TikTok are gamers. What does that tell you?
Yeah, she's got followers. So
All 5 of them.
for those of you who've never seen her dance, she dances on Facebook on the what is that called? My
Stories.
Story or My Story
Stories.
and just about every day.
I do it every
You
day
just
for a
about
couple
do it
hours.
every day,
It's my
and you
motivation.
can tell she puts her heart into it because some of the little video shorts will be of her warming up. So you think, "Ow, I can't do that," getting limber, and then it'll flip over to the next short, and she'll be dancing to all kinds of great music. That's where you get your music on too, just by watching you dance and listening to all. You're very flexible in a lot of ways.
Well, that's like with dance, like there's a lot of dweller songs
Mm-hmm.
that I can see the dance I'm going to do to them. I can
Right.
feel it. But I just caught on to this new lady, Abigail Lapel. She's out of Canada, writes her own music. And I'd call her. She does her own acoustic guitar, and it's just she's amazing. This lady. So I had prepared. I've been working on the dance for y'all. I was gonna do Down by the Water. It's about a girl that just wants to live by the water, but I pulled a little something, which is just part of dance. You get injured and you backtrack, and then you
Well, we're
ease
going to
back
show
into it.
one before we get off of here today. That's for sure.
And then we want to see you dance.
Oh,
And
I can do it.
I've seen Sean do a jig before.
Well, Sean's a better dancer than I am, for sure. He's got a lot more rhythm
I've
than I
just
do.
got goofy stuff I do. So.
Yeah, I got one dance, and it covers slow, fast, half-fast.
Covers a multitude of sins, right?
It's the same move, just a little different tempo.
You got that little bit of disco, I think. You got a little bit of disco in there.
I never
Touch
learned
of
to
disco.
dance. I was always on the bandstand playing and watching them. So I ought to be a good dancer from watching all them moves, but I ain't much of a dancer. I can do the Scriven Shuffle, and that's about
That
it.
out of Screven, Georgia?
Yes.
I think I've seen people do that before.
Yeah,
Is that a real thing?
it is. It's real for me. Let me demonstrate it right quick.
Oh boy, someone is gonna
Right.
dance.
Action.
Put on, maybe start me up by the stone.
Start me.
Don't get
Don't worry
hurt.
about it. It goes like this.
I hope Deanna's watching.
1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. Scriven Shuffle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Take that on by hand.
You gonna fit in the desert with that dance, isn't you, Sean?
Hey. Okay, folks from Scriven, if you're watching,
I'm sorry.
Shout out
I'm
to
sorry.
Screven. I'm sorry.
sorry about that. But now, when Lindy dances, it ain't nothing like that. And like I say, she picks songs that'll have you. God, I mean, she runs the gamut on song styles and genres and everything. You can go from classical music, then all of a sudden you're over here in the Allman Brothers. And here'll be an old vintage Ronnie Millsap song. Then over here you got
Pink
some
Floyd.
AC/DC or
Yeah.
Pink Floyd and a lot of Pine Box Dwellers. And
Ed built me a dance studio. That's helped. That's been nice. I used to dance out on our porch, which I loved. But
in
Ed's
the
built me
backyard.
this. We have a big screen back porch. I used to dance out there. I mean, and in the summer, it's hot.
But now you're in the building where we had the party, right?
No, now I'm in our regular house. He turned that one room.
It's like a dining room.
He's put a
Oh,
ballet
okay.
bar in it, mirrors
Oh.
and
Neat.
floors and lights, and it is the funnest place to
That's
dance.
great. Yeah, there you go. Again, that harmonious marriage that was meant to be working again. That, honey, I need a dance studio. I got
You
you.
need a dance studio.
I'll be
I
right
got you.
back.
I'll
Be right
make you.
back.
I
I'll
just gotta run
make
in
you
town.
a good cake or a pie if you'll build me a dance
Now.
studio.
Just
talk-
perfect segue.
She just made us some
Okay.
pies, some key lime pies.
Perfect segue.
Man.
The third passion that Lindy, now the fourth, we've talked about healing, dancing,
Healing, dealing.
healing, dancing, music,
That's so
Cooking.
sweet.
cooking.
I do like to cook.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back a long ways too. You got that genetically or hereditary.
Watching my grandma
Yeah.
in the kitchen in South Georgia, that was the majority of cooking was her.
That's great.
She could really cook you a meal.
Mm-hmm. So that was
Best
passed
food ever.
right down. Or, well, it was passed on if you paid attention.
Yeah, my mama, Marilyn could cook. Ed ate tons of Maryland's food. She loved to cook. I like to shock Ed, like, because he's, from the north. I don't want to say Yankee. And try and make him something that he's never heard of that's so southern that it shocks him, like a jowl or something.
Shotgun stew or something.
Yeah.
Porcupine pie. Porcupine pie.
But he's eating some weird stuff in Ohio.
I
He said-
shocked her in Ohio.
Yeah, my
She got to
son.
see how spinach grows.
Asparagus. I know how spinach grows, son. I made him one time. Now he had never had this. This is a meal my grandmother made. Cause my granddad go quail hunting, and I'd lay out there with him, in the field. He'd kill those quails, and my grandmother'd make this. She'd make fried quail, country ham gravy, and a homemade biscuit, and sliced tomato.
Mm.
That's the best meal. I made that for him. Did you like that meal?
Yeah, sounds good.
That's a good one.
Well, at your just at that anniversary / birthday that we went to last year, you had several delicacies out there. That was desserts. I believe they were desserts that really captured my attention. I can't remember what they was, but they was.
We're going to sell those pies. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, pies.
I'm going to make me a company. It's called Side Hustle Pie Company.
Heck yeah.
And one of them you should call Pine Box Pie.
Pine Box Pie. Connor's got his pie, and he said, I'm taking it to the car right now. He was like, they're putting up the equipment, and I thought, God, I hate to disturb them putting these pies on them,
No way.
Was that cream pie?
It was a key lime pie.
Key lime
Key
pie.
lime.
Mm-hmm.
And she had these raspberries on them, man.
I didn't see that. I just saw one in the
And-
fridge that was just plain.
I mean,
Looked like some kind of.
who
egg
makes you
cream
two
or something.
pies, like a pie a piece, and then a can of whipped cream a piece?
You got to
Like,
get the
man.
full experience.
I ate on that for 3 or 4 days. I was
I'm
like,
gonna
yeah,
tell
it's
you.
good.
Good. I'm glad y'all like
It
that.
made my week. Just
I was talking to someone today on Facebook. Oh, my friend Zulu. We're saying, breaking bread with someone that's sacred. That's like sacred ground once you've eaten with someone.
hmm Is that why y'all wouldn't eat with us when you go?
Well, no, because Ed took me out to fine dining tonight at LL Creek.
All right. Yeah.
Shout out to LL Creek, our local downtown restaurant. It's probably the best restaurant in town.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't believe how big that dang menu is.
They got it.
You know they're having crawfish at the Boondocks this weekend.
No.
Is that right?
They're having crawfish, sausage, and corn boil, and a couple bands. They're having Tracy Maddox out there.
Okay. We know Tracy. She Waycross girl.
She's a good singer. That girl's talented.
I've done some shows with her. Some sets
Very
with her.
talented.
Yeah, been knowing little Tracy for a long time. She's finally getting out there and on her own now.
Mm-hmm.
So we've covered a lot of bases here. Let's talk a little more about your childhood. You say
I feel like I'm at the psychiatrist.
I
This
know.
is-
Where the hell is he going?
this is your life.
I need one of those chaises to lay back on. My childhood.
You was talking about South Carolina, right? It's where you
Well,
did
North Carolina.
North
Where I grew
Carolina,
up.
Charlotte. Is
Charlotte.
where you did your most
Charmed
of your childhood.
life. Charmed
Yeah.
life.
Was it rural or?
No, we were city folks, but what was great was being in the city. You know,
Yeah.
my mother grew up in rural South Georgia, Chula, right by Tata. You know where that
Chula.
is?
Yeah,
On a farm.
I sure do. Yeah.
So she was done with farm life. She loved the farm though. But so we grew up in Charlotte, in the city. You know, we were right in the midst of everything. There was movie theaters, ballet studios where I took dance growing up, you know, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I had two older sisters, much older than me, because my mother was 45 when she had me.
Lord.
So my mama was done with children by the time I'd come. So she sent me with my sisters everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I went and saw Elton John when I was 6. Went and saw The Who when I was 7. She didn't care. They were older. She didn't care. But so during the summer months, like 3 months, we were down on the farm with my grandparents in South Georgia. So I had that city life, a little bit of, what is it, Green Acres going on. And true, like, Ed can tell you how primitive that farm was. How primitive was that farm, Ed?
Oh yeah, still had the stove,
Mm-hmm.
going, keep warm.
That's great too. That's a lot of my fondest memories is my grandma's farm.
Did you like it at the time, or were you like, I can't wait to go back home? Or
I lived for that farm. I loved
That
it.
was
I was
exciting.
a tomboy.
Yeah.
There
What
was no
did
air
they have on the
conditioning.
farm? Did they have?
They had 800 acres, and they had, when I was little, you know, it was a working farm. It had cows, it had hogs, it had chickens, it had everything. And crops, of course. Granddad grew peanuts, grew tobacco. My grandmother didn't like that. She thought they were going to go to hell for growing tobacco. Grew soybeans. And then, you know, on a farm, you've got your farm. But then the farmer has their own garden. You know, up by the house. There's a garden there. And he had hogs at the time, which when I was little, that was just something I wasn't allowed to go near because my grandmother was terrified that we'd get hurt, you know,
Hogs will hurt you.
falling in those big hogs. So I remember once I was about 7, and I was with them. It was just me and my grandparents. My parents and them, they dumped me off there and go to Florida. And I heard this rumbling, and the neighbors' hogs had gotten loose and broke through Granddaddy's gates. And I mean, there are about 600 hogs bumping up against the house. And you're a little girl, it scares you. When your granddad goes out, you figure he's going to get killed. But that was like primitive, like farm life, like scuppernong picking, muscadine picking, fishing. I loved it.
Yeah.
And even when I got older, I don't think I minded the fact there was no air conditioning. You're getting bit by mosquitoes, eat up by fire ants. I just loved it.
It was magical. It was
It was-
compared to your what you call your normal life.
It
at
was
home with your
amazing to go
folks.
down to that farm.
Mhm.
Now, Ed was there once. Ed met my grandparents before they died. Everyone called my granddaddy, they called him Uncle Dave.
What?
They did. Because his
How
name
about
was
that?
David Crockett Whidden.
David Crockett Whidden.
But everyone called him Uncle Dave.
How about that?
So the first time I met you, I thought, not that you could be my granddaddy, but I said, Uncle Dave. It resonated.
It resonated, yeah.
Yep.
It's a connection.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Ed met my grandparents, which was nice. But back to Charlotte, what was great, like, if I'm boring, you tell me.
No. Whose parent? That was your mama's parents.
That was my mom's
Chula.
parents in
Okay.
Chula.
All right.
So my dad worked in New York City. So he flew every Sunday night. He'd leave and go to New York City and wouldn't come back till Friday night. So it was my mama.
What kind of work
and
was
us.
that?
He worked for J.P. Stevens, which was like a woolen. They made coats and
Right.
he was like a purchaser and all that. So he'd come back Friday night from New York City. And as we got older, we had every album before it ever came out down in Charlotte because he'd go to the big record store there in the city. So he'd bring us just like the Motels. He bought us that album. We loved it. He bought us Rapper's Delight. And we had this stuff, and no one that lived around us had it yet because we were in North Carolina. So we had all these great albums, so everyone came to our house, to hear music because we always had like the newest stuff.
That's awesome.
And so
It's kinda neat.
You grew up all sisters,
All sisters.
and
in
they were well older than you.
well older, and my one sister went to Chapel Hill,
Mhm.
got her degree there, and both my sisters are still alive. One is much older than us, and she is actually in a nursing home in Jessup.
Oh,
But great sisters. Just
Mhm.
we were just always so close to our cousins.
mhm.
Just always got along. Loved our parents. We just very, very fortunate. My parents were. Like my dad was very artistic. He played the piano. He was a
Wow.
beautiful piano player. He could play classical, the Beatles, just amazing. He sang, he played the piano.
Hmm.
I could hear him, he'd sing Something in the Way She Moves. He loved that
God.
song.
Yeah.
And then he'd sing like How Are Things in Glockamora. He'd go, he could run the gamut. But they love music. We grew up in a music house.
Well, if your sisters were older than you, and he was still practicing this, bringing home the new albums, he probably brought home the Beatles and
And
stuff through that.
brought me
decade, too.
Grease when the Grease album came out, which is like a big deal, But I've got all my sisters' albums.
Right.
So I've got all their Beatles and their Zeppelin albums.
That must be
and
where you so well rounded then with all your.
great sisters, good music taste.
Mm-hmm. I know you and I have talked about music sometimes. I've watched one of your shorts and sent you a message, said, "Is that Eddie Middleton?" And you said, "No, it's actually," and it was somebody that Eddie Middleton sounded a damn lot like. It was,
We were lucky.
yeah.
My
That
mom
was-
was a country music, like, gosh, she loved George Jones. She loved Tammy Wynette.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to champion Tanya Tucker
Mm-hmm.
and go tell her how to run her life a little better. She just
It's,
fell in love with her, loved her.
Mm-hmm.
I got admonished one night by Andy Johnson. It's Tanya.
Tanya, not Tanya. Tanya, you're
Andy
right.
was doing a song at Grant's Lounge and Make It. Might have been the night that y'all went. Did y'all come when we did the
That
country
was
music,
the best.
women country
I missed
music?
that one, and I wanted to go.
Anyhow, I introduced him. He was doing a Tanya Tucker song, and I said, "Here's Andy Johnson going to do a song by Tanya Tucker," and he went,
Tanya.
"Tanya."
He fixed
Tanya.
it. Tanya.
Tanya.
She talented.
Hey,
I remember my mother got The Streak. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Ray Stevens.
Ray
yeah.
Stevens, The Streak. And we came home from school, and there are all these women from the neighborhood at the house. And they're all drinking like their scotch and whatever, water. All these women, and they got The Streak just on replay on my mom's record player.
Oh boy, I can remember sitting in the station wagon, either just before leaving the house or just got back to the house from grocery shopping with my mama and aunt, and we all us cousins were spread across the back seat. But Ray Stevens, They Have the Arab came on the radio.
Oh, that's a good one.
And they were sitting up there. I'll never forget my mama and her sister, my Aunt Seal, just cackling every time he'd get to another line. You know, it was like with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. And you said Clyde would go, Clyde the camel.
That's
That-
priceless.
They would just be doubling over, laughing. That's the magic of 60s right there. Everything was simple and great. And
it
good.
really, really was.
It
And
was. The music was fantastic. Seemed
the
like
70s music was good.
it was good as well. Yeah, I mean, they ain't no decade bad, really, but it's just seemed like the 60s contained, it came in like this and it went out like this. And in between, you had this
Yep.
growth, maturity of everybody across the world. You know, it was like you come in with Frankie Avalon Paul Anka holding hands with this girl, you know, blue on blue, you know, and then 64, it was like, wham, the Beatles, and it was like, no more of that. It was like, I want to hold your hand.
Oh,
Are
I'm
you
gonna
like
hold it.
a Deep Purple fan? I'm a big
I'm a
Deep Purple.
huge Deep Purple fan.
I love Deep
Machine
Purple.
Head was my introduction. I didn't buy
What a great
anything
band.
before that album. And, ooh, yeah. Richie
That's some
Blackmore.
music.
Stylistically, he's got a style of his own.
Yeah.
Richie Blackmore. And
Wild
Ian,
Cherry. That's Ohio boys. They
we
like
played
Wild
that,
Cherry.
We played that in our band in the 70s. That was they were from Ohio. Wild Cherry was. The band?
No,
Oh.
they were played in the game rooms of Ohio.
I got you. They was played everywhere. Play that funky music. White
It's a
boy.
good song.
Mm-hmm. Now the Ohio Players, we used to play them too. That was another funk band.
I saw a picture of Sean's band back in the day. They looked like I couldn't almost put it into words. I loved it.
Sean looked like a girl. He was plumb
A
pretty.
young Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. We covered that on one of these episodes. I think there was one with Jamie. It's where we really got deep into y'all's pictures. Yeah.
It was the 90s.
Yeah, boy. Well, can you find? We never did do that. Let's take a short break right now, and then when we come back, we'll have some more good conversation with Miss Lindy Berg.
Yeah.
Something in my brain won't let me stray. Something in my veins gonna find its way. Something in the water taught me how to pray. When that cold black water finds its way into your veins, you'll never be the same.
All right, well, we're back. And we got some dancing videos pulled up, Miss Lindy.
Lordy.
What we got first, DJ?
We don't know. Let's see. This is a cut. It's that band that you were just playing on your phone.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
I don't
I
think
can't read
so.
any of that up there. I don't
That's
know
what-
about
Oh, it is. It's
Yeah.
pelota. That's
Okay.
it.
I don't know how to pronounce that. Crangbin.
Krang, but
We're just going to call him
Oh,
Cut a
Crank, but-
Rug.
Well, let's watch the dance. That's what is most important. The music's always good, but the dance is.
That's my dance studio Ed built me.
Oh, okay. Cool. You right in time with it.
yeah.
Now, what would you call this? Where is this? Is this just modern, or is this based off of something? Is it all based off of ballet?
Contemporary Latin, but everything's based off ballet.
Okay.
Every kind of dancing.
Mhm. Awesome.
Right.
Show several more while we're there. This is your channel on TikTok. Y'all can find Lindy on TikTok, Lindy Berg 81.
There's
Yeah,
the red dress that won the pool game.
Yeah.
And this is more lyrical / ballet, I guess you'd call it.
To make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two.
Yeah. Ballet.
We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Dave knows all about ballet.
That's
I can
a pic-
tell.
That
He
was
knows ballet
a
when he sees it.
pas de deux.
Building castles in the sky.
Huh?
just
Pas de
Pas de
deux.
deux. He's right. Everything in ballet's French.
Pas de deux. Pirouette. Is that where you get on your toes?
She's a little crazy. Elevate, releve. That's when you get on your toes. Another red dress. Boy, I've got the red dress going.
Connie Ray. So like we were saying earlier, you can apply your dancing skills to any kind of music.
I'm very animated when I dance. Sorry. Makes me want to dance.
I like to see something real fast.
Real fast.
Yeah, like a barn burner.
I got some boot dances where I had boots on.
a boot dance would be
Well,
cool.
Dave's getting picky over here.
Now,
I want something fast.
now you said that pretty much everything comes off of ballet.
Pretty much everything comes off ballet, and
Even strip tease.
well, you know, that's every nurse's backup plan if it gets too difficult being a nurse. I'm joking.
That's awesome.
Now that was funny. They had this thing on TikTok where you could make yourself a child again, a
Oh.
2-split screen.
Okay.
And if this
To the
didn't
left,
look like
one
me
more.
when I was little,
Yeah.
like an old ugly tomboy. That's just how I look, like a tomboy, see? In a Ramon shirt.
about that?
It's just how I looked when I was ugly. I still am.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't see that. It's like up top is the woman that Ed fell in love with, and then down below is the woman Ed's still in love with.
And still putting up with is what
Good save, Dave.
you're missing there. That was good. That was a mighty fine save.
Go down there till you see some boots.
Some boots.
Lord have mercy. We may be here
Chicken.
till I dance every day for the past 3 years.
See, that's saying something right there. That's what I was going to say earlier. Is
Yeah,
like
this is
every day.
every day.
There's days. I mean, there's very few days I dance. Period. But to wake
Well,
up
you'd
and do
feel
it
like,
every day.
Now see
that's
that
some
white
positivity
dress
in your
up
life.
there with that black and white when Cheryl bought me that dress.
Yeah, like I
Now-
wish I had that.
It's hard to
I wish I
move
felt
in this
good enough to want to
dress.
do
Yeah,
that every
right.
day.
Well, it's long and it's hard to move in this dress because it's got lots of parts. You kind of got to work with it.
That's angelly looking.
If I can dream of a warmer sun where hope keeps shining on everyone, tell me why. Oh,
It's a great outfit she got me.
why won't the sun appear?
But you got to really watch that dress or you break your neck.
All right. You like wind up choking yourself or slapping yourself in the eye. That's a good job. That's the old Elvis song.
Yeah.
Great song.
69.
Yeah, that's that new Elvis movie I've watched like 50 times now.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
That guy did a great job on
Yeah.
that.
He did a great job, like
There's some
capturing it.
cowboy boots on the left there.
Oh, Lord,
Isn't
help
it?
us. No, now you're hallucinating, Uncle Dave.
Let's see what this one's all about. No, the cowboy boots right
That's
there.
not cowboy boots. Where?
Down?
Cowboy
Those are
boots
their
are.
free pants.
That's not cowboy boots?
The cowboy boots are going to be out on the porch.
Well, it looks like boots
No, I'm
from
really-
here.
Well, I'm
There's a
kinda-
cowboy hat
When they're dancing the cowboy
right there.
stuff.
See that cowboy hat? Top 4. Man, I'm seeing things, okay.
See, you see me enough and you start to have.
It's
Now,
hard.
this one right up here I love in the far right, but before that one. So
Right
that's my practicing my. This is me practicing, trying to motivate women to dance at any age.
That's cool, the lighting with the silhouette.
That's how you break your neck.
I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm sick, yeah, I'm sick. And honestly, I'm getting high off it.
fancy.
Do you wanna see
Mhm.
magic tricks? Don't
That
know,
takes a
don't
lot
know.
of, that takes a core.
Takes core strength, yeah, for sure.
Something I ain't had in a while.
Let me show you power. I eat boys like you.
Okay, you can't find a fast one on there? I want to see a toe stepper.
You want to see a toe
Because
stepper?
we've done,
Well, Lord have mercy.
we've seen several now that they're all kind of falling into kind of
Maybe I need a new
medium to slow.
Okay, there's your a fast one.
Which one?
I think the little girl up above with the dresses on. Maybe she's fast.
That one?
Maybe. I hope so.
All right.
You say come touch me,
There we go.
but you're always out of the dark. You tell me
I do weird ones at Halloween.
Cool.
Okay, let's
Now,
move
do
on
you do
past that.
this? Do you still work every day with the hospice?
Yes, every day.
So you do this in the morning before you even go to work?
I get up at 5 a.m. and start dancing for 2 hours
Wow.
and get Ed out the door as fast as I possibly can so that I can have my
Look
time.
at that one to the left there where you're doing a spring. Oh, no, you're just up against the wall.
I'm
Okay.
doing a handstand. We don't want to watch handstands, do we?
That's warm up.
That's a warm up and stretch. Look at y'all's face. I'm getting y'all's viewership up.
Yeah.
That's right. We ain't never had this on Something in the Water.
And they may close the podcast down.
No.
If they ain't closing down for some of the antics we've done on here, this is like
This is us giving back to the
this.
people.
This is like milk compared to rock gut whiskey.
This poor man's having to sit and
Let's
watch
see.
his
Keep
child
on going.
dance.
Let's find
This man wants boots. You're going to
I
have to
just
go
want
way
a.
low.
I want a boot scoot boogie or something like that.
Well, there's
This
me
ain't-
dancing to Sweet Home Alabama in front of the
This ain't
ruins.
Burger King, Dave. You can't have it your way.
I just know that I've seen them though before. I've seen you
there's
dancing to all kinds of stuff.
I cheerlead.
Yeah.
I twirl baton.
Really,
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you.
I
do the
had never
baton.
seen the baton thing
I have.
before.
I think the first time one I ever saw was you with the baton.
It's a lot of body of work right there when
That
you do
is.
it every day.
That's a lot of.
It's
But
awesome.
see, I used to dance on my porch, and I went to Naples. It was gorgeous. Oh, there's a good one. I got you a boot suit and one. Keep going down right before Naples.
All right.
We went out to the river.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Okay, there's that second one on that row you're on the left. There you go, Uncle Dave. There's you some
Okay.
boot scooting.
There we go.
Almost fell through the floor.
Where's that?
On the river at Deep Bend Landing.
Okay. I know where that is.
Is that slow motion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uncle Dave wants stuff fast.
No, I was just wondering if you was to speed that up to the level of music, you'd be sure enough doing some. That's almost like an Irish, or is that a clog?
It's somewhere in between, but not as good as that lady y'all had on that clog. She was something. I loved her.
You're our
I'd
second
love to
dancer
learn
on here.
clogging. I think I could do it.
I believe you could too. I don't think there's anything you couldn't do as far as dance goes.
I
Yep.
go and go and go. Because once you stop, I guess it'd be like playing music. You're done. You got to keep going.
Holler yellow. Well, let's do this. We've showcased all of your many passions, and lo and behold, she told Sean, she sent Sean this message that I'm fixing to read y'all. Got an idea for a song. And she says, it's the story about Baby Baby. She's about 23, lanky with dark hair and smiling brown eyes. I love how
She was so
literate you are in this. You know, it gives us a lot to work with for songwriting. Smiling brown eyes. She was born to work at the Waffle House. Has a little sing song when she waits tables. Baby is here. I know you like them eggs super soft and your toast burn on top. But she's tough, too. Customer complains. They're waiting on coffee. Baby bends down, looks them right in the eye, hands on her hips, and says, listen, honey, I brewed you a fresh pot 'cause you're my regular, right? And she's going to get her tip. Male or female customer, doesn't matter. Baby is a survivor. She's tattooed her own name on her arm, maybe to remind herself that she's somebody. So one night we went in with our friend Chris Scott and Dave Teach Winterling, big Baby fans, and no Baby. The cook looks at us and says this, Baby's old man made her quit, beat her down, said she was sleeping with the customers. Baby's gone. It really upset me. This is Lindy talking. It really upset me. You have to root for Baby. She's electric. Between us, we started this campaign, Free Baby. We wanted her to leave that abusive man. About a month ago, she did. The cook at Exit 29 Waffle House said she packed a little bag and walked out. He said she's at the Waffle House on 341 now. Baby got free. That's great. So this is what you gave us to work with. And Sean and I sat down and went straight off of your story.
Y'all did a great
and
job.
came up with the Ballad of Baby. And we've done this on a podcast before, but it certainly bears doing again, especially on tonight. So the Ballad of Baby goes something like this.
Maybe. Let's see.
Well, Baby was a waitress at the Waffle House on Exit 29. Lanky long legs, dark hair, smiling hash brown eyes. She'd take your order in a sing-song style, set you straight with a country smile. Baby was a waitress at the Waffle House on Exit 29. Baby had her regulars and a fair share of orders on the side. Butter up, sugar cream, keep 'em all satisfied. All-star special, bring you down to your knees. Keep you coming back, saying pretty, pretty please. Baby had her regulars and a fair share of orders on the side. Now, Baby had a lover who was smothered and covered in sane. He was a low-down loser, abuser, a user of pain. He made her quit, he blacked her eyes, cut little Baby down to size. Yeah, Baby had a lover who was smothered and covered in sane. I'll do it now. Well, Baby is a waitress at the Waffle House on 341. She left that son of a bitch bleeding in the Georgia sun. Back in the business of being alive, back waiting tables, Baby gonna survive. Baby is a waitress at the Waffle House on 341. Yeah, Baby. Baby is a waitress at the Waffle House on 341. Yes. What about it? Come on, baby.
Nice. And y'all took that and ran with it. Nice.
Well, we always love it when somebody gives us a leg up, you know, and you certainly did on that one.
No
So let me
pun
see what I got
intended,
wrote
though.
down here.
Love it.
I always,
Strangers.
notate my song. 7/22/2020, written in Waycross. Words, Sean Clark,
Beautiful.
Uncle Dave, Connor Griffin, Lynn Griffin, Deb Rouse, and Lindy Berg.
Oh, now I don't know about that, but
Yeah. Well, use the ammunition for the gun.
I love it. You know, it'd be fun to hear the Page Brothers sing that too with them
Oh man,
deep. Wouldn't that be
yes.
something?
Baby was a
I can,
bird.
Oh,
just love
yeah.
it. Sounds
that
great when
sounds
you
like
sing it.
them. That sounds like
Does.
them, though. Mm-hmm.
That'd be good for.
Well, let's do a tale of the week right here for you folks. Y'all have come to know about it. It happens every time, and this is no exception. This is going to be a tricky one. We got all kinds of high-octane gadgetry.
High octane. High. Well, that's like, what did he say? High octane. That's high octane for you.
Yeah, high-octane. Hot-octane.
People elsewhere in the world.
Let's see. Let me get
High
my
octane.
Dollar Tree glasses
You need
out.
me to read something for you?
Okay. Y'all have to stick with me on this now. Dear Lovelorn, I advise you to turn back, Captain. No, wait. That's what Mr. Fletcher said to Captain Redlegs and Outlaw Josie Wells, and we all know how that turned out.
I advise you to turn back, Captain.
They're coming.
Well, now this bear's watching now. That's it. I advise you to turn back, Captain. You have to watch the rest of the scene. It's Outlaw Josie Wells, my favorite movie of all time. Well, Mr.
Do you
Carpetbagger.
really think you can shoot all those men down before they shoot you? Oh, no, Mr. Josie Wales. There is such a thing in this country called justice.
Well,
Well, Mr. Carpetbagger, we got something in this territory called the Missouri Boat Ride.
oh. Oh. Okay. Why anyone would ask me, a two-time divorcee, for answers about love is beyond me. Did somebody ask me about love in this room?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I did.
You did? Okay. I'm just like old Captain Redlegs Terrell myself, a victim of his own stubborn ego and dogged shortcomings, left to die with blood dripping from his mouth. Of course, when it comes to love relations, I can tell you what not to do, and that counts for something. Or I could quote from the experts that I listened to and revered. Percy Sledge's mama advised him to
Take time to know her. Please don't rush into this thing.
right? And the Supremes and Phil Collins both said,
Mama said you can't hurry love. No, you just have to wait. She said trust, give it time, no matter how long.
and Leonard Skinner's Simple Man is full of good guidance, beginning to end, from mother to son. Jacksonville.
Mama told me when I was young, who sat beside me, my only son.
What these three songs have in common is that the writers all hark back to lessons provided by Mama. It also seems to me that some good four-letter words find their way into all discussions on LOVE. Get where I'm going? M-A-M-A is the epitome of love. And I thank God that I had one of the best. L-U-C-K or F-A-T-E could play a role in romance, but they're based more on chance and don't quite have the strength of H-O-P-E or P-R-A-Y. Y'all with me on this?
I love it.
Okay. I don't know. I might be spelling too fast for our listeners. In any event, you can wish and pray for love or hope that luck and fate intercede, but good things, especially L-O-V-E, take T-I-M-E. And You Better Shop Around, Smokey Robinson sings.
As you can now. My mama told me you better shop around. Oh, yeah.
Smokey's mama must have subscribed to the old British expression of play in the field, as she suggested.
Ask some girl for a hand now. Keep your freedom for as long as you can now. My mama told me you better shop around.
While playing the field is an option most associated with commitment-avoiding singles, it's interesting to note that I may have inadvertently engaged in the process over my 3 marriages. My first wife was a brunette with brown eyes, my second a redhead with blue eyes, and since 1993 I've been married to a beautiful blue-eyed blonde. May 29th will mark our 30-year anniversary. Happy anniversary, baby. There's me and Lynn and Sean.
I always like to watch.
The child, the wayward child.
Always have to watch. Let the boy watch.
That was, I think, that song we were playing right there. Could you see my right hand is blurry? I was strumming. I think it was Play That Funky Music, White Boy.
I just thought your right hand was drunk.
Okay, Lovelorn, before you think blondes have more fun, realize this. Lynn's had to put up with A-L-O-T of my C-R-A-P, which brings me to more 4-letter words that are pivotal in marital longevity. G-I-V-E, more than you T-A-K-E. T-A-L-K, about your feelings. And the most important of all, M-A-M-A is always right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, my wife is watching this and rolling her eyes in disbelief right now. As I said, she has to put up with me. I'm terrible about all the things I just suggested, but I try. And we're still married, which means that L-U-C-K surely must play a role. Most men aren't blessed with the sensitivities that women are born with, but there are songs and poems at your disposal to sway the emotions and slay the heart of the one you love. Here's my list of some of the best. God Only Knows by Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. Gotta let this one play a little bit. This is pure angels, heaven touched this man.
Probably one of the best songs ever.
It is.
It's the one that makes Paul McCartney tear up.
It's pure.
It's just, and speaking of Paul McCartney, Maybe I'm Amazed. Another good one.
It's got such pretty piano in it.
Baby, I'm amazed the way you love me all the time. Maybe I'm afraid of the way I love you. Baby, I'm amazed the way you pulled me out of time.
I wish we could listen to the whole thing. That's so good. Whew. Okay, now here we go. Just like I said, guys, these are the songs that some of the best out there ever in the history, or at least modern history. You could get back to Mozart and Beethoven and you really get some tear jerkers. Annabelle Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. This is love.
Without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. And the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. And so all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea.
Oh, okay. This
That brought Sean down.
kind of scared me.
Oh, yeah. There's the one I like.
Now, this is Art Garfunkel singing a song written by Jimmy Webb called All I Know.
I love you, and that's all I know. That's all I know. That's all I
And finally, song written by Ewan McCall, an Irish. Put that to, and the singer. Mm. Being a songwriter myself, I've turned to pencil and paper several times during our marriage in an attempt to say what is otherwise not as easy. One that my wife seems to love a lot is Song for Lynn, in which I write about her passion for painting, hula hooping, and dumpster diving for castaway boards to paint on, which she says is proof that I do sometimes listen. Now, Lovelorn, if you're still listening, you may have come to the conclusion that I know little to nothing about the tenderest of subjects. But don't get so upset. I'm only a lonely storyteller. So in closing, I'll defer to Sir Paul McCartney one more time, who, in the last lines from the next to last song on Abbey Road, the Beatles' last studio album, wrote the words which I consider to be the essence of all relationships.
And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make.
Hey.
You got a faster story, Dave?
Yeah.
One with boots on?
Yeah.
I want a real toe tapper now. Let's get another book out of there.
Well, hang
another
on a second. This song.
Trying to give him help.
Jesus wept.
That was a real toe tapper.
That's the shortest verse in the Bible. A real fast story. Johnny, get your gun.
No, it was a good one. I was just giving you hell because
well, dancing and blogging is two different things, Sean.
Well,
you can't blog fast.
Ask my wife.
Well, your definition of blogging might be different from mine, or her definition of blogging might be different from mine.
That's good.
Well, we want to thank our lovely guest and talented guest, Miss Lindy Berg.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been fun. It's been inspirational. I might even take up dancing.
If you dance every day and make a video, I won't watch it.
Well, I did dance a little earlier, and you'll tell that I need help.
I think you did a good job. You got a professional career in front of you.
No, I need help. And the people of Scriven ain't going to provide it. Again, we thank y'all for watching, and we appreciate it. We urge you to like and subscribe and do all the things that you're supposed to. Share it along in on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching from, listening from. And we also have a Patreon account on patreon.com, which is only
$5 a month.
$5 a month. And that's less than a pack of cigarettes these days. So we've got how far are we on our deep end
How many episodes?
episodes there?
There's the Page
That was the
Brothers.
most recent one up top. Well, we don't know, but it's probably about 15. We're probably about 15 or 16 episodes in on our deep end. So there's a lot of, for $5 a month, you can get on there and binge watch all the episodes and get out if you don't like it. They range from mildly entertaining to provocatively funny, anywhere from singer-songwriters to wives. We have our wives on one of the episodes, and Sean and I do a lot of deep ends together, and boy, they're good.
Sean and I.
Sean and I.
Guys, Sean and all.
Sean and I.
Come on in. The water's something.
We do some watches where we watch a movie and comment on it there. So it's a lot like any of the other YouTube videos and podcasts out there. Only ours is Southern Georgia.
Southern fried.
Yeah.
Southern tang.
It's got a little tang to it. Twang.
Twangy tang.
Just twang tang.
Just tune in and make fun of us. It's cool.
Yeah, it's all right. We've written songs on here out of the blue just to show you we can.
Yeah.
And
a couple episodes we just hit record and wrote songs.
right, yeah, and we on the deep end for $5 a month, we cuss a lot more. So there's something that you really love to see.
So it goes like the R-rated when you
Yeah.
subscribe. Okay.
Yeah. It's,
Ed, take note.
You get your money's worth on swear words.
and
And Dave takes his shirt off every episode.
I ain't never done that yet. I'm afraid we'd lose customers.
Well, that's why we ain't got that many.
But folks, we do appreciate you first and foremost. We thank you for watching always. And we hope that you've enjoyed this wonderful episode and share it with your friends. We'll see you next time.
Your mama and them.
When the cold black water finds its way across through your veins, it just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate.